Recording in progress.
Beep.
Beep beep. All right, hey everybody, we're recording. We're potting. What more do I have to say besides that? Do I have anything else to say besides that? What are we talking about today?
I have no idea.
Probably like the slew of game announcements.
Oh, so we're not going to talk about Nintendo Switch?
It's
No,
too
why
early
would
for
we talk
that.
about a 6-year-old console?
You're right. Right. What about ZZZ 2.0 comes out in 1 hour?
It's
Are
not
we
out
actually
yet.
going to do ZZZ?
Yeah. It's going to be a
Okay.
long night. I'm going to be very tired. I am already very tired.
You're just going to bundle it together and call it a day.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be at Fan Fusion all weekend, so there'll be no time for ZZ. So I got to stream tonight. So yeah. I got another 12 hours left in my day. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, but what Asher was saying, we're talking about the state of play. I've only caught glimpses of some of the announcements, so
I have no idea.
no idea.
Let me
I
double
did
check.
point out that the spiritual successor for Patapon showed up on Steam. The demo.
Oh, the demo? Yeah.
Didn't somebody was a big fan of Patapon?
That was
I forget who that was.
Deadly Sodium. That's Deadly Sodium.
Oh, okay. That was my guess, but I wasn't 100%.
I was just wondering whether they might have been confused as, oh, I'm just posting the game page and not the fact that there's now a live demo.
Yeah. A couple of things. I'm not sure if they came out for the state of play, but I know that they might have come out after.
You want to front load them, or do you want to back load them?
Let's backload them just in case, because they're just like, hey, not sure if this shows up. Because I didn't watch the state of play. I just saw the aftermath.
Right. Same. There was too much stuff going on during the week. It was a busy week. So I found this video. That's 9 minutes. That should go through all the reveals, so I can play the video and we can just I can pause where necessary and we can see what's going on here.
And then try and find the trailer.
Yeah, if there's any full-length trailers we want to play, we can totally do that.
Yeah. Okay, this is
It's like a Tetris kind of game.
Bubble.
Is that something you know?
Well, me and MPX used to play a game called it's Luminous. Wow, that's a revive.
Is Bubble the one where you ricochet?
Bubble Bobble is the one that you ricochet. Yes.
Okay.
But Lumen was an old puzzle game from like the PSP era.
It was one of the launch titles for PSP, and it was super popular because
everybody played it. It was almost like getting the Tetris for the original Game Boy.
The tie-in to the PSP is going to be an interesting theme today, isn't it?
Kind of.
Considering of other announcements, anyway.
Yeah. I never played Luminous before.
This one now makes me very interested in it.
What is this?
Wasn't this already announced previously?
Yes.
I don't know.
This is a trailer announcement.
I don't know what this is.
This looks like gameplay, actually. So
yeah, this is both gameplay and release date. Pragmata.
I don't recall this.
2026 isn't much of a release date.
It was announced in 2022.
Yeah. It was some time, but it's like, oh, hey, I remember this.
This looks super interesting.
It was initially released in the teaser was 2020 or 2021, and it said coming out in 2022, and then they had to make an announcement in 2022 saying now coming out in 2024, and then in 2024 they said sorry, unknown.
Delays.
Whereas this last one goes 2026. Finally.
Then again, I prefer the fact that we actually see gameplay. So it's okay, it's third person. So
game development in this studio isn't very pragmatic, is it?
It's Capcom.
It's the Vanquish sequel. Bring your child to work today.
Is this trying to step into Death Stranding shoes?
No, it's too action oriented.
I think it's actually just trying to be itself for once. Let me go find.
I was half joking about that, but it is just funny to say, hey, what if this technologically advanced dude, I'm assuming it's a dude, is carrying on a child with them? How will that work out?
I posted the trailer in podcast if we need to watch it.
Okay, we can save that for the end. We can watch the full thing.
Yeah. But it looks interesting. When I first saw the original teaser, it's like, eh. Oh yeah, this one. This one came out of nowhere for me.
Ooh, what is
Oh,
this?
is this the new Grasshopper one?
This is the new Grasshopper.
Romeo's a dead man.
Oh, trust me.
I love the title.
I don't think... Well, okay, there is a space there in the title.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually Romeo is a dead man, as in, like, dead man was a proper noun. A dead man.
It kind of is.
Eh.
It might still be, yeah.
I put the trailer. Once again, we'll save it for later.
Yeah, that was definitely some interesting gameplay there.
I mean, it looks like Grasshopper, so...
I hate the dark.
Oh! I
This,
think I know what this one is.
Is this the camera game?
No.
Is this Kuan? No.
No, I think this is the new Silent Hill.
Oh.
Because the newest Silent Hill is going to take place in Japan.
Oh, that is frightening.
It is! Yes!
Oh, good call, good call. But that looks super frightening. Won't play it.
Won't or will and just won't tell us.
I will not play that game. I have... The only horror game I've played in years is the one you all made me play in Halloween.
Scorn?
Yeah.
Or the Backrooms one.
Yeah, there's Backrooms. That was scary too.
Even though that one specifically didn't have any monsters.
Yeah, exactly. It was scary to me, and it had nothing.
Actually, they did have one entity that's meant to creep you out that you never noticed at the time. Because I did see it happen at once.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
I think so, but I don't know if you remember. It's very simple. It's just a shadow that sort of does a very slow peek around the corner and fades back in.
Well, as Asher can attest to, if it isn't bright and shiny and in my face, I'm not going to see it.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why I didn't point it out, because I honestly want you to accidentally see it in the corner of your eye and go, "Wait, did I see something?"
If I was a good editor, I would intercut times where Asher has to tell me there's an item on the floor that I'm not picking up.
Continue, because otherwise we're going to be here for 2 hours and miss the launch for ZZZ 2.0.
This one I already did.
Bloodstained.
Yes, Bloodstained 2.
Oh yeah, this is exciting.
Bloodstained 2 too, but
it looks like they learned a lot on making a better cohesive environment.
I like the name, Scarlet Engagement.
Yep, and that's why I'm super, super stoked for it, because obviously this is what they took from Bloodstained and the various other ones, and they're running with it, and it's so much more polished.
What else did they do?
They did 2 Bloodstained demakes, one of which was supposed to be like a prequel and then a super prequel.
Super prequel.
Of which, like, for backers, like, if you were a certain tier, you did get the first one, which I did, and I did actually stream and play and beat that game. I didn't beat it with the best ending, I just beat the game. But definitely recommend Bloodstained, because this looks to be a continuation / sequel.
Oh, this is trippy.
Guess what this one is?
Is this an Atlas game? I'm pausing it for guessing.
No, it's not.
Oh, it says down there. God damn it.
Damn it, I was hoping you wouldn't notice, because I would
never have guessed. Okay, I'm gonna save it, but
because
holy shit. That makes me want to play this even more. That looks fucking awesome.
Let me go find the trailer, because, like, holy shit, is it even more trippy.
That looks fucking awesome. And it's a Digimon game? Yes, please.
The fun fact is that I think this Digimon game is the same one that did the previous Digimon story game, which I have played, not on stream, but here we go. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Guess who was the developer on that game?
I don't recall.
Mediavision. Guess what game they had done, at least not prior, but at least as one of their previous games?
Hit me.
The Wild Arms series.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That a channel favorite.
Yep. So, yep.
Yeah, but they haven't done a Wild Arms in a while, and I don't know how much of MediaVision is still the same team from back then.
I feel like at least some chunk of it. Obviously, this one that everybody is super stoked about.
Speaking of PSP influences in this state of play.
Yeah.
I did hear one nice thing about this is that it is going to include the original game. So if you just want to play the original as it was,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about changes, because they're supposedly changing the script
again.
Yeah, I think it's probably just simply to do with the translation / voice work.
Yeah.
So it's a good question of exactly how that's going to work out.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask because like I played the PSP one, and that already was a remake of Tactics already. So there was a part where I was like, do I need to play this again? Do I really need to?
In this case, there is some differences between the PSP version and the PS1 version. And our mutual friend Kage has stated he loves the gameplay of the PSP version, but the story is handled way better in the PS1 version.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a big question if they're going to do like it well or bad or whatever. It's really difficult to say at this point.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that it's voice acted is kind of interesting, but I personally might need more than just that to warrant the game, warrant the purchase. Honestly,
my understanding is that there's going to be a little bit more if you do the Ivalice Chronicles version and not the PSP version one. If you change it to that, because my understanding is that if you switch it to the original, it will only have access to whatever the PS1 had. But if you do the Ivalice Chronicles, it's going to have a bit more content to it as well.
Well, what I mean is that the quality of life needs to be definitely up for me to consider it. And I don't want the gameplay to change much, but I would hope there's some kind of flourish that is different enough from the original experience.
Then again, all I could possibly understand is maybe they ended up taking out Cloud, and that's why they have to put like the big warning on it.
Well, considering that like the PSP version added in Fran and Balthier.
Oh, I remember that. Well, I love playing Balthier in that game.
So my mind is immediately going like, are they going to tie 14 into it too?
Yeah, you don't have to bring Cloud back. Give me Balthier.
Okay, but no idea what this one is.
This is like it's like one of those.
It's QWOP.
It's literally. Yeah, exactly. It's like walking. Everyone's bitching about walking. Oh, yeah, everyone's bitching about walk. Everyone's bitching about walking simulator, and now we're finally gonna get one.
And it's to the John.
This is pretty funny. This is probably gonna be a memeable stream game.
Baby steps.
Yeah, that looks pretty funny. There's comedy to that.
Okay.
Or an origami game.
Origami platform.
Metroidvania origami game.
It's kind of neat. I like the concept. Hirogami. Nice job. Nice pun. Well done. Hot shots.
Okay.
Nintendo Golf.
Well, okay.
No, Namco Golf.
Yeah, I think this is Panya Golf.
Everybody's golf hot
Everybody's
shots.
golf. Yeah.
I think we've seen a preview of that before.
Okay, so this is just confirmation that this is no, this is not what I thought it was.
This is the ninja game?
This is
Ninja Gaiden, well, not black, right?
No, not. I don't think it's Ninja Gaiden.
I mean, it totally is Ninja Gaiden, but
did not know.
Well, that didn't look like Ayame, so.
Okay.
ice climbers, but realistic.
Okay, it's not Jasant. Oh, it's Cairn. I've heard decent things about Cairn, so this is just saying like, hey, this is coming to PlayStation,
No,
even
it's a
though it's already on
birthday
Steam.
game. I should play it just because it comes out on my birthday. It looks harrowing.
Well,
Demo available later today.
It's not underneath the ocean.
Point taken. I don't know which one's worse. I had to think about that. Says a guy going on a cruise in 2 weeks.
I wonder what this is about.
It's about combat for mortals.
That looks a lot of mortalities.
Oh, fight stick.
Wait, the first fight
Look
stick
at
made
that.
by PlayStation? Really?
I guess like a internally developed one.
Excuse me, it's like technically PlayStation's. I swear they had for the PS1 a fight stick.
Same.
Maybe it was made by a third party or something.
It might have been. It might have been licensed out or something.
Snake Eater
Yeah.
Delta. The Shadow Hod.
I love how we keep finding ways to bring back Metal Gear. And that's not a complaint.
Because we're not going to be getting any new Metal Gear.
So wait, does Snake Eater have hovercraft in Solid Snake 3?
Snake Eater is a prequel.
It depends on
Which
what you
one?
define as hovercraft. What are you referring to? Oh, the
Motorcycles,
floating buckets.
hovercraft.
the floating buckets. They're not
Yeah.
technically hovercraft.
They are not. They are aberrations.
I think they existed in
Just-
the original game, I think.
I didn't play the original game, so I'm taking a word for
Well,
it.
they were sort of like one of those futuristic things of the future at the time. I think the idea was a different way to utilize jetpacks to make this sort
Gotcha.
of floating platform. I mean,
I'm
yes,
playing-
you could call them hovercraft, but I wouldn't call them hovercraft because a hovercraft technically happens to have, that contained
Right.
balloon sort of thing.
And then obviously we have the Shadow Hod, which is technically the proto Metal Gear.
Well,
Okay.
there are original
I
not
have
Metal
to-
Gears in the
I
game.
guess I'm gonna have to play that. Another Ninja game.
Is this Neo 3?
Oh, it is.
It
Yeah.
might be Neo 3. Because I think I saw somebody suggested that they were playing the demo.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Cool. Wait, is it a PS5 exclusive?
No. It's
Okay.
on Steam.
Yeah. This
Or it's coming to Steam.
this will likely be the first Neo game I play, and we'll play it on the stream.
You're gonna have a fun time. I can say that
I
much.
mean, I would suggest trying out Neo 1. Admittedly, I don't know how much difference there is.
Is this beef?
It might could be that. I'm thinking it's like a VR version of Dishonored. I don't know why. It just makes you think VR Dishonored. No, you were right.
It's beef.
Yeah, good. You were right.
But it's a
Oh,
VR game.
Give me your hand.
More VR games. Is this VR Beyond Good and Evil?
Tides of Tomorrow.
I don't think that was VR though.
I think it was.
Okay, new Astrobot. That's gonna be cool.
It's like a DLC for Astrobot. Looks like.
We
No,
need more money.
Oh, it didn't even tell us what it was.
It was just Astrobot.
It's
So
like
maybe
you-
it's a new Astrobot.
What do we got going on here? Like a Little Mermaid take, like an RPG Little Mermaid. I should be down with that. See,
the Remnants. I don't think you're playing the Mermaid. I think you're playing something else. But
true, but that
Well,
looks
there
kind.
was that RPG everybody got attacked thing.
Yeah, that looks kind of neat, honestly.
Numbers fly up.
okay. No, it's not Abzu.
It certainly looks like the same studio.
Yeah. That's an interesting effect, but
I mean, this just seems to be building off of their technologies and just simply combining all of their previous work.
it also feels sort of the sea. I think that's less of. It's the same people
you
who
could
did
always check to see if it is the same studio.
launching into game catalog.
This looks like an already released game then.
Maybe it says
I
August
mean-
19th.
Well, it's launching into the game catalog on the 19th. So is it a new game or just when their advertising will be available on the catalog?
I'm looking at that premium or extra.
That's the PlayStation
Premium or extra, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the PlayStation subscription
Plus.
levels. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is like it's got that PlayStation Plus at the start of it, and it says launch into the game catalog, and it says available on premium and extra.
So it means
which
it
tells
won't.
me you have to be a Plus member to get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it sounds like a PS Plus game. That's why I'm confused on whether it's just launching into the catalog or a brand new game, and or both.
Maybe both. The heck? Are those sticky notes?
I'm not sure what this one is. Firebreak.
Let me see.
Interesting.
Coming to PS5 and game catalog.
Oh, speaking
Oh,
of
the original Deus Ex
yeah,
to premium.
speaking of catalogs,
Okay. So, just Melt 3 and 4.
also classics.
Premium?
Resident Evils.
Yeah. Mist Riven. Original or remakes?
Probably the original because they didn't have a subtitle.
This was a pretty good announcement right here. This is top tier. I might even play it. Even better.
First Light.
Oh,
Made by the Hitman people.
Oh, okay. I could see.
well, that explains why the gameplay seems similar, and it would probably fit correctly for James Bond.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
It's
this is a match
interesting they're going with a generic James Bond with this one.
instead of waiting for an actor.
Well, either using Daniel Craig or like putting it in with one of the previous Bonds, or try to like utilize any of the previous ones, like just to get a far more recognizable face. So
What
Yeah.
little I saw of the previews made it sound like this is a brand new, like up and coming James Bond.
well, it's sometimes I'm pretty sure one of the old 007 games on like the PlayStation 2 technically didn't have the ability to use I'm trying to think of the Bond in the 90s.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. And they didn't have the likeness, so it was sort of generic, but it was sort of clearly meant to be his Bond. So
You mean Nightfire?
I don't know.
Because that's
don't
one that I think they purposely made to look like Pierce Brosnan. But
Well, I know they had. Well, let's face it, actors' likeness thing has always been a touchy thing on most of these things at best, because like half the reason why some things don't come out with the actor's likeness is because obviously they didn't sell it.
all in all, though, the preview for this looks pretty good. This might even be one that's worth looking in full if you want to pull that up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Asher for me to pull a little later, but this one might be a fun one to look through. Just because, yeah, I've actually never played a Hitman game, but I know just looking at them, they're all pretty excellent. and I just never made an effort to like jump into the series. This might be me like the sidestep version of jumping into that series because this looks pretty good.
The homing suitcase. This is probably Yote.
Yeah, this shouldn't be a surprise. But I didn't know they had footage of it in the state of play. Coming soon to an FRG stream near you, or coming eventually. Not soon, eventually. Well, when they release it on PC, because I didn't do it on PlayStation, so this was a fun announcement.
I'm guessing this is where I've been seeing.
Well, this is Marvel versus Capcom.
Clearly.
Except so far, we've only seen Marvel characters.
Where's Mega Man?
It's more to it than that.
Borrowing from Guilty Gear Xrd. Yeah, so far it's only Marvel.
There's a reason for that. Because this is only a Marvel. It's not a Marvel vs. Capcom. And it is by the Guilty Gear people.
Okay.
So it is by...
Arclight. Arclight, right? Arc Systems?
No.
Arclight?
Arc Systems.
Arc
Systems. Okay. And it's a 4v4, by the way.
Well, 2v2.
No. It's 4v4. I wasn't kidding about that.
Wait, it is 4v4?
It is
going further beyond?
Yeah, it's 4v4.
So it's basically that might also need to be a trailer we need to see so we can see the more of the 4v4. But I mean, like here you can see that they're
well, yeah, but it's like the reason why I would think that it would be very difficult to do 4v4 is because of the amount of buttons.
Yeah.
Necessary to call in the specific support.
You're not wrong, but apparently they my God, they went and did it.
I mean, this is Arc System Works. They could figure it out.
Okay, so that's the...
Well, people have been wanting Marvel vs. Capcom, so they might get Marvel vs. Capcom minus Capcom.
Do me a favor, look up the Marvel vs. Capcom one as well while I pull up the first trailer to fully review.
Okay, that was Tokon? It was called?
Yeah, Tokon Fighting Souls. Or Fighting Spirits? I think
it might have Marvel in front of the name.
Yeah, that too. Okay, and then we'll take our first look here at Pragmata. Which comes after dreaming? Or what comes after dreaming?
The future. It isn't just a dream. It's a promise.
There we go.
One we're turning into reality. With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI,
Fun already.
we're reshaping the line between
3D
dreams
printing
and
with
reality.
AI.
We create life for our future.
Playing God. Got it.
Delphi Corporation.
Ominous.
The marketing team of like a pharmaceutical company.
Let's see about getting patched through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
Because it wouldn't be a fun game if they weren't.
There you are. All better.
You patched me up.
Okay, are they doing the thing where the world has been taken over by evil
Just
AI?
continue.
Fine. Fine. Sorry.
I am DI03367. They are pragmatic.
Hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something? I'm good. Get behind me!
I think I can help.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through.
This is pretty cool.
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
Hey, D-I...
I said I am
Okay, okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Okay, that looked really cool. I like what they're going with there. I wanted to guess that it was like, okay, we're gonna have the one good robot help us, which is kind of seems that's what's going on.
That's what everybody's saying. That's why I was trying to stop you. Is like it's kind of obvious if we just continue. But
Yeah, but that seems like it's gonna make a fun gameplay there.
yeah, admittedly, we're still not quite sure what the big problem is, other than we 3D printed life and they started attacking us. So
Terminator. I mean, it's basically just Terminator with a cute robot Terminator.
The moon is full of evil.
the moon is full of evil. I don't think there's much after this part, but there's just a little bit.
Well, other than obviously their apology letter for
Yeah. It is using the RE engine.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Yeah, the same thing that they've been using on Monster Hunter Wilds, Monster Hunter Rise. Oh, yeah, Romeo's a dead man.
We don't know yet.
Just watch.
rendered house.
Oh, hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Is this rendered?
I love curry.
Speaking of curry, apparently the current president is actually a humane. What does that mean? It's okay, I'll get it.
Curry time.
Hey, this isn't actual gameplay. I hate this already.
Romeo,
Wait.
stay with
Grandpa, you're gonna die.
Romeo, listen up. You're gonna die in about 15 seconds.
Seriously?
Seriously, don't worry. I made this just in case. The dead gear life support system. Don't move, okay?
Ouch. No, thank you. What the hell?
It is Suda 51.
There,
You're already half
I should have
dead.
guessed.
From now on, you're half dead man. No, wait, that's pretty lame. Dead man. From now on, you're dead man.
I told you it was a proper noun.
I guess instead of going back to the old 80s tokusatsu.
Damn.
And it took me a moment, but it's the whole setup's very similar to Rick and Morty, because the man with the dead man life support system was his grandfather.
Huh.
I would say it's the fact that it's all shared tropes. Because how many grandpas give technology to their grandsons?
Yeah. And just all of this.
I mean, it's to the 50s.
Romeo is a dead man.
In a world where zombified weaponification, oh my god, weaponification exists, but not the literary work Romeo and Juliet, so no one will understand the irony.
Coming 2026.
Well, we don't know if there is a
maybe.
Juliet.
No,
Actually,
there was absolute Juliet.
I
Yeah.
like that
That
maybe.
was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit?
I'm on your back.
What?
Hey, Morty! I'm a jacket! Call me Jacket Rick!
Jacket
I
Rick,
mean,
yes.
this does feel like it's borrowing heavily at this point, at this juncture.
Okay, this is
I'm
classic.
looking forward to this.
This is classic, yeah. This is great. Okay, I think that was it.
I'm trying to remember who Ren Yamazaki is and what he's done.
He's that one guy.
I think.
I don't know. A lot of the designs of this, especially the mechanical ones, is reminiscent of like that I'm trying to remember what that particular tokusatsu is. Like the Metal Heroes line versus,
Yeah.
Rider one.
It is Metal Heroes versus. This is
Kamen
the
Rider.
Japanese one because like it showed up first on my feed.
私に届いている新宿の映像は
So
筆舌に尽くしがたい地獄絵図だ
Slightly different. Wait, wasn't that Kabuto?
yeah.
Oh, is
I'm-
this not Dead Man?
You want me to go find the English one?
Yes,
No.
we won't understand a word they're saying.
I will.
Well,
Okay,
君は
cool.
どうやら8年前に飛ばされたようだこちらの状況は最悪だぞ
maybe like you
頼ん
need.
だぞエージェントアノマリーが惨劇へ至る因果その究明こそが最大のミッションだ
位相電子生命体。
それって僕たちデジモンのこと？
私がずっと一緒にいてあげる。
どこの組織のものだお前たちは
一体何者？
本当にデジタルワールドを知らないの？
タイタン族との因縁自体は数年前から続いていた。
アノマリーのほとんどがデジモンに由来するのかもしれない。
もはや戦いは避けられないのかもしれないな。
こちらの世界にはあまり時間がなさそうだ
デジタルワールドが不安定な状態でゲートを開放
It
す
looks
る
like there will be a
人
nursery.
間の世界にも必ず影響する
Crazy
家族
area.
は
All the Digimon, all the weird
ワー
shit.
ルドが滅んでもいいと？
止めて！その卵はとても大切なものだから！
The Tamago of Light.
That looks important.
世界中がやられた。プルートモン様の言われた通りだ。
誰も救えないの？
彼らから守る必要があるあなたはそのために生まれた
それが開けば大量のデジモンが現れるだろう。敵を排除せよ。
力を貸してほしい
君だけが頼りだ
未来へ進み出すために
使命を果たそうエージェント
Yeah, looks good. Don't know what's going on, but looks good. Time Stranger?
Time Stranger.
Okay.
I wonder if it involves time travel.
We have quite a bit left of video.
Yeah,
Oh.
you want to
Items. Merch.
DLC.
Statues.
I don't remember those evolutions for those classic Digimon.
Digital
Oh.
card game.
It does look good, despite not knowing what's going on. This does look good, so definitely have to check it out. Okay, let's try this one. And this was the Marvel one.
自由のために戦う
さあ、お手並み拝見といこう。
君のことは親友だと思っているがやるしかないようだな
And now a meme I saw earlier makes much more sense.
私のアーマーには勝てないぞ。
Oh wow, okay. Interesting take on your suit there, Tony.
任せてちょうだい。パンチ！私の名前の通り、マーベラス！
親愛なるリンリンスパイダーマンだスパイリーセンス今日も見事大勝利
Alright, and then change terrains. Love that.
俺とやり合うってか
Sorry,
調子
Lord.
が出てきたぜ俺様の名はスターロード胸に刻んでおきだ
Ooh. Oh, Ghost Rider. Love it. Ooh.
Oh, specifically one of the other Ghost Riders.
Right, the one with the car. I forget his name. But yeah.
Mexican one.
Yep.
Hello, Doom.
And Dr. Doom. Medical doctor, right?
Storm.
So X-Men will be involved soon.
Well, there's still multiple.
I know, but sometimes they're not always put together. There you go. 4v4.
Tag.
Well, 4v4 tag is the same thing as like 3v3 tag. But it is a big question of like how chaotic this is going to get.
I mean, it looks pretty chaotic already.
This has a lot more people than those eggs.
You would imagine.
Well, that's another thing you said about 4v4. It's like how much of the roster is effectively on the screen at one time.
Right. it's already half the roster. That was a good preview.
Let me double check, because like I think a couple of things that were I think most stuff that I thought wasn't part of it, it was like Bloodstained, Romeo's a Dead Man. Yeah, no, I was surprised by Romeo and Bloodstained, to be honest.
Right.
Because like the last couple of things that Grasshopper has done was like the redoing of Lollipop Chainsaw, which was kind of meh reception. I mean, his entire games are always about either the most crazy cerebral shit, or do not take it more than the surface level, because if you try and dig deeper, you're just going to hit bedrock 3 inches down. So I think Romeo's a Dead Man is going to be in that same category of like, don't look too deep into it, just enjoy the experience, no matter how insane it is.
Asher's is clearly a deep story about the relationship between a grandfather and his grandson.
And the loss of. Also mix in the whole Romeo and Juliet aspects.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to see how they lean on that.
The question is whether she's just going to be called Julia versus Juliet.
They said Juliet in the trailer, so for what it's worth. Of course, they don't know who she is really, but there was clearly a character named Juliet that was called out to by someone.
Yeah,
but that's all we know. So there was nothing else that you were thinking of that didn't make it, or other?
I thought there was a few, but apparently not. Because like I knew about the Bloodstained one before the State of Play, actually.
Okay.
Because like obviously, since I was a Kickstarter on the original Bloodstained, they put in announcements like, "Hey guys, we're making a giant, huge announcement dealing with Bloodstained," and basically it's like, "Oh,
heads
cool.
up. Heads up."
Heads up.
The only other major trailer that came out this week that I know of that wasn't part of the State of Play was for The Witcher 4.
That one, I had heard about it, but it was one of those it's like it's missing one key detail, which is this is early game footage. This may not reflect the real game on it.
Right, it's a tech demo.
Yeah, but even Cyberpunk had that blazoned on it on one of the early gameplay videos.
Oh, so it wasn't? Was that what you're saying? I didn't understand that.
Yeah, it did not have that warning on the video.
Which one particularly? Because obviously there's the one from 2012, which was way too old.
I think the one from 2022, 23. But no, the video for Witcher 4 did not have the warning for it.
Did that cause much of a stir? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. So.
I could possibly understand because a lot of people were going, "Hey guys, don't pre-order games. Remember the last time you did that?"
Yeah. And basically, like, one video I saw, it's like, this is very impressive. If this is actual gameplay, heck yeah. But What?
Let's face it, they're going to bullshot the hell out of any sort of marketing materials.
Yeah.
Fair. Fair.
So it's one of those like, okay, I agree with the sentiment. Yes, this is impressive. Yeah, I probably say like, can we actually know if this is just like this is what we're aiming for, or is this like, yeah, no, you have to have like a quite literally beast of a machine to do it.
Well, there's like tons of examples. Like it's actually sort of infuriating when people just simply post the last couple that were in the zeitgeist, such as like Cyberpunk 2077 or trying to think of another
No Man's
one.
Sky?
They didn't even post No Man's Sky.
For what it's worth, I wonder if they foolishly thought putting it in the title of the video was enough.
It depends on. I know IGN gets.
I think putting it in the title is a lot more honest than a lot of things, because technically it's hard to ignore the title.
Well, because like it's right there. I mean, I don't know if this has been changed since it got put up or something, but it says Unreal Engine 5 tech demo for Witcher 4.
I mean, like it is stated. Like we open it up, it'll say tech demo in the trailer.
Oh, it does now?
No, it did.
Oh,
it doesn't have the constant. This is a early version of the game. This will not necessarily.
In other words, a constant floating subtitle that's like at the bottom of everything.
Yeah,
but it does like have a card in the beginning that does is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not that big a deal.
You'd be surprised because like some people just kind of skip through, so they may not see that card.
Yeah, and
let's face it, this is the internet. Reading is hard for some reason.
Reading comprehension is fucking hard for everybody.
Like, if it was just a title, I can see people maybe missing it, but if it showed up at least once in the video, then I don't know. Then I think it's just...
the fact that it's in the title of the video, I think it's a lot harder for you to ignore.
And yet, apparently, people
had
something to say.
Casually just sort of skipped that part, or didn't pay attention.
I think I'm looking at the wrong video anyway. This all looks like cutscene.
Because let's face it, what happens if they end up taking this video, hosting it on some other site, and it's like, The Witcher 4 gameplay, or The Witcher 4 announced. And so you don't have, like, especially if they cut it up.
Oh yeah, okay. They made the text really small because it was down there at the bottom beneath the progress bar for a brief moment. That just said technical demo. So that's
it could all be something that was added after the fact too. I wouldn't put it past them. Oh, see, there it is, like you said.
Not actual gameplay.
But I think to your point, it doesn't last forever. I think it disappears at some point, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I didn't notice in the other video that was playing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like, that was not like, what video did you load up? Was it the official Witcher one, or was it a different channel?
It was from IGN.
Oh God!
Well, IGN might have put it there.
No,
IGN might have removed it.
Yeah, it wasn't in IGN's video. It was in the Witcher's official channel, but not the IGN one.
And now you can see why I try and post from official channels.
And there it is. It's still halfway through the video. It's still there. So it seems.
And we also support root motion movement on.
I guess maybe Witcher, like the official channel, is trying to be honest about it, but other channels may not.
They may have also just added
on
later
how
too,
they
I
got
guess.
that information, because I would think it would be hard printed onto the video. Like, how do they get it without that?
Cut the bottom.
That's a good point.
Well,
Yeah, or
did
maybe-
they get like a video linked from directly like the source?
Maybe they gave people like blanks so they can use for content.
Then again, it's an almost good question whether this is not so much advertising The Witcher 4, but rather Unreal 5.
Right, because this is it was a state Unreal demo more than
from so many of their old
Well,
constraints.
let's face it.
But
I
we don't
think
wanna
there is a
wait until
big
everything
question
we
on
do in
whether or
Unreal
not
that
Unreal
saves
5
time.
is as good as it
There's
could
always
be.
more work to do.
I mean,
And foliage
I would
is
think
just
that
a
it
huge
could
piece
be
of that puzzle.
if you
So we
actually
are
have
excited
the
to
actual
introduce
devs who are
Nanite
working in
Foliage.
Unreal, making the engine
And
actually on your
in order
team.
to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere,
Because I
while
wonder
still
how many
delivering
people are
efficient,
actually
faster
experts
render,
at
we believe that a new
on this
idea
engine
was
to the point
needed.
that they could
So
get
instead of the
what they
same
want out of it
hard approach we've been using for the
without
past
like a
10 years,
hotline to Epic.
artists should be
Well,
free to
I
take
think part of that is that
advantage
because
of
Unreal is so
modeling
ubiquitous,
every
is that
single
there's
leaf
a
and
lot
fine
of
needle.
resources.
And
Yeah, but how many
although
people just sort of
LOD
like
chips of the past
put it in,
needed a
use the
complete
default
rethink,
settings, and then
and in
say
their place is
it's
a new
good
adaptive
enough?
Oh, I'm sure a
voxel
lot of people,
implementation
but this is also
of
a
Nanite.
big,
Volumetric,
major
fully 3D,
developer,
super
so I would not
fast
think that
rendering.
would be a default action of
Dense
theirs.
clusters of triangles turn
I
into
wouldn't,
cubes.
you know, I wouldn't put it past anybody,
Since they're no larger
but
than a
they
pixel,
is
they react to the changing light
they
of our
would be
dynamic
less
sun
likely
and our
to
shadows, and they allow
behave that
artists
way.
to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision.
You would think,
without
especially
compromise.
since the controversy of 2077 still really hasn't left.
Yeah.
I think most people have forgiven it.
Eh.
I've seen some people are like, never forgive, and it's like,
Well,
And I mean,
You
and we
see
had
that.
we had our own experiences. I didn't have a problem really with it, but I also played the PC. I think people had the most issue with it were console players. Rightly
Yeah,
so.
most of the issues came from day one players.
Right. Rightly so with, you know, for day one console players, but like,
I think there was some level of PC players because like some people were trying to play on a potato.
oh, we definitely experienced some bugs, but like,
Yeah.
kind of par for the course.
Yeah, but then
And-
again, you're used to Bethesda level bugs.
right, that too. Like, for better or for worse, it's par for the course.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
Right.
it's a thing of it would be nice if the game actually was this.
Yeah. Because this is not actual game.
Right. So everything here is scripted, or
Well,
controlled.
everything is scripted, everything is controlled, everything is probably been baked in by separate simulations and such. Because that way they can get all the physics stuff done and well, and without it being, you know, going through the actual process.
Notice how responsive the world is.
You know what? It's funny. I was just about to say maybe by not actual gameplay they mean like this is not happening with a controller, and then as soon as I think that, there's the picture-in-picture of someone with a controller. So what part of this is not gameplay? Because he's clearly like playing it.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I mean, there's been a lot of like controversy over whether or not the person pressing the buttons is actually pressing the buttons realistically, or whether what is going on is in fact, you know.
But look, it is. I mean, if they're acting, it's stupid because why would you go through the effort?
Because this has happened before and it will happen again.
I don't understand. Because they already have that this is not gameplay, and then here's the guy
This
playing
may
it.
be proof of concept. This may be proof of concept.
To me, it seems like
Something
it seems like they're recovering their bases here. More than they had to.
Also, the fact of how much of this is scripted in terms of like, he is also part of the script. He has read the script. He knows where to go. He knows where to go, put the character, and it doesn't matter if it's slightly off the rails because it's still on the rail.
Yeah,
which I think
it's not really true gameplay. It's not like it has all the other systems necessary for the gameplay to exist.
And I think that's totally fair if that's the case. That makes a boatload of sense. It seems what little that I was hearing about it made it almost sound like they're pulling a wool over our eyes. And
but they are.
Kind of.
They do want it to make it. They do want to make waves. They do want this to look impressive, and it does look impressive. But the problem is whether it's going to be that impressive on day one, on whatever machines we're running.
And I mean,
even if it is top of the line, like the best possible system.
And here we have that but they're telling us it's a technical presentation.
Yeah, it probably is because that's in some ways it is a tech demo.
So yeah, I mean, everything that is there on the
some tech
surface.
demos do have control of like what you can do, like move things around and stuff like that.
Like, I'm not arguing that that this is the game. Like, this is not the final product, and not at all. I'm sure this will change immensely by the time the final product comes out. But like,
yeah,
I don't see this as a deception in any way, shape, or form.
Because it's about the implication. It's about creating the assumption that this is what's going to happen. 1-to-1.
But that's not even a deception in and of itself. Because you could even argue it's just that this is their ideal. Hopefully they make it. That's not deception. I mean, that could be deception.
I don't know. It's sort of like going back over to, say, when Douglas Murray was talking about how the game was going to play. What you could do in the game. That was the ideal. That didn't happen.
Yeah, but again, not deception. They were wrong. They didn't meet their goal, but that's not deception. That's falling short. That's a difference. Deception is that we're going to tell them we're going to do a wall running, but we're totally not going to do it, guys, right? That's deception. Deception here would be, we're going to make him think this is what game plan's going to look like in the end. But it's totally not going to be this. That's deception.
I would say the devil is also in the details.
Whatever that means, honestly. But
what I mean is, like, how much of this is actually going to be like AI-controlled NPCs with complex physics interactions and like AI-directed understanding of the world in terms of interactions.
Well,
like the very nature of wandering into this guy and having everything physically correctly move. Like, yes, you could go back to, say, the first Assassin's Creed, where wandering into a guy carrying a box of apples or fruit, and it falls to the ground and he starts up a commotion.
Guys, notice how responsive the world
But it was clearly, video gamey with the idea of, like, it wasn't a one-to-one physics interaction.
That guy is clearly making note that look how responsive this world is. Right there is a claim. A claim that saying that this world is going to be responsive. Not that was a scripted event. Not that they
that was a scripted event.
Was it? According to him, it was a response, not a script.
Yeah. Okay, you have to think of it like this. He is walking on the script. He is a cameraman. He is going through the motions of where he needs to go next, while doing the exact same thing that he has probably done 10 times before this conference, so they know exactly how things need to be done, where the camera needs to be pointed at, and what's being looked at the time, and to point out what is happening. The idea is that by wandering into that person is as much scripted as a movie scene of where you tell people to bounce into each other and have one person trip.
I think we're talking around each other.
No.
I think we're kind of done, but
I think the problem is you're thinking scripted as in this is all pre-baked. And I don't think you realize how much of it is technically already pre-baked.
I mean, it's programming. I understand that everything here is programmed to work in a certain way.
Because here's the thing. It would be one thing to say that it isn't pre-scripted if he, like, bounced into that guy and then walked back and bounced into him again and demonstrated, like, constant physical interaction, like how a player would naturally interact with finding out a new toy is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it once and saying, like, ooh, look how impressive it is. Look how realistic it looks. But it would be very easy if he knows that he only has to hit that character from that side. Because it was only programmed to work from that side. Okay. So it would be more realistic because then they would not have as many variations to worry about to construct for this demo.
That kind of goes back to the point I was trying to make, is that sort of by what this guy's saying out loud when this happens, he's demonstrating this as how responsive the gameplay is supposed to be, supposedly. Regardless of how much this is practiced or rehearsed, so that it works as well as it could to demonstrate this. Because again, in the end, this is a tech demo, right? So
yeah.
So the one might be able to extrapolate what the gameplay will ultimately look like out of this, but the ultimate goal of it is to show, hey, here's what the tech can do, and maybe this is what we can make the final game do as well. That's, to me, that is the thesis of this presentation. Yeah, that's the thesis of this presentation.
Guys, notice how
So yeah, I mean, for me, it sounds like they're showing a tech demo and there's nothing else to it.
I don't know. I prefer when the tech demos for Unreal were just sort of clear grayscale stuff demonstrating like the actual tech, and not trying to attach it to an IP or something to say, oh, look how impressive this all is, and it's totally going to be like this.
Well, I guess you're right then. That is advertising.
Because, I mean, I remember when Unreal was advertising its like full body like ragdoll systems back 20 years ago for Unreal 3, or its sub-definition. Is it sub-definition? I'm trying to think of the occlusion mapping and normal mapping that they had for Unreal 3 that was literally going to make things look so much more impressive.
Ooh, hey, pre-purchase now for Final Fantasy Tactics, Evil's Chronicles.
They already have it on the marketplace?
It's already on Steam, yes.
I don't know.
I guess the other thing you could ask is who the audience for this was supposed to be. Because if it's a bunch of investors, this makes sense. If they're trying to convince people to use Unreal 5 because look how cool it is, I mean, that's what they're doing here by using IP. Is that look how cool this looks when you use Unreal 5.
If it was impressive enough for investors, they probably think it's impressive enough for the audience.
Probably.
Oh yeah, that was definitely something I could have brought up.
Oh, what's up?
Deltarune's released.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because with the Switch out, Deltarune's out. I saw that the other day. I haven't played any Deltarune yet though, so I'll have to give that.
Is it actually complete? Because I thought it was releasing new chapters.
He released the other 2 chapters at the same time.
Okay. So it's now complete. Is it now complete, or we're just up to chapter 3?
Chapters 1 through 4 will be available on launch, with more planned as free updates.
Okay, so there might be more to the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 4 chapters should be good. I might still play it then. Part of me wanted to wait until it was quote unquote complete before I picked it up, but.
Rune Factory.
You already have enough on your docket. You could wait a year and then see where it is.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Also, Rune Factory Guardians of Ozma released. So, for your Rune Factory fans.
I'm not one, so.
How can you not like dungeon crawling and farming, Eddie?
Only if it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we have a game for you.
I played Graveyard Keeper. I know what that's like.
That's not Graveyard Keeper.
Dungeoneering and farming? That's exactly what Graveyard Keeper is.
Graveyard Keeper is dungeoneering and grave keeping.
And farming. There's farming in that game.
Yeah, but it's not like proper farming.
Oh, come on.
I mean, there's a difference between farming and gardening.
Okay.
Admittedly, it's a matter of scale.
Yeah.
There's a bit of automation with Graveyard Keeper, whereas, like, Rune Factory is from the actual people that did the original Harvest Moon.
Right.
Just has a combat component to it.
It just has, like, oh, hey, you know those farm implements that you could like just use. They're also weapons you can use in battle. And the monsters you can tame to make them farm animals.
Anyway, is there any more game trailers that we can criticize /
No, that was the last one. It's time to start Sandland already. So.
Wait, I thought we were actually doing 2.0.
No, I'm not going to subject you guys to that.
Well, I was wondering because it's like, why would you be playing 2.0 on the Front Row Geeks channel and not your personal channel?
Oh no, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Never.
Did I do that?
I don't know.
I didn't.
I don't know if you can double. I don't know.
I'm just
stream on Twitch.
I was just hoping I didn't do that on accident one of these last nights.
As far as I know, no, you didn't.
Okay. I didn't think I did, but it just made me think about that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and call it here because we do got to get to Sandland. Because then, yeah, after Sandland, at like 11 is when I'm going to start playing ZZZ and lose precious sleep to play ZZZ. So that comes later. So we're done here. Watch us Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays when we stream. Occasional podcasts whenever we think something is juicy enough to sink our teeth into. And yeah, I think that's all we can get to today. So with that, we're logging off. We're going to Sandland. Get your umbrellas, everybody. Get your water. Bye, everybody.